Hello fight fans, and welcome back to another SqauredCircleTv video. Today we look at one of the best fighters in the world, none other than Stephen Fulton. Stephen is really a complete boxer with a tremendous skill set. There's no surprise why he's one of the most talked about champions today, and is on many people's top 10 pound for pound list. Will he be the one to stop the monster they call NAOYA INOUE? Let's find out. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on July 17, 1994, Stephen, also known as Scooter, had a very tough upbringing with crime and violence all around him, with people around his community selling drugs, and even childhood friends being lost to the streets. But Fulton chose a different route, after his father came out of prison and introduced him to the sport of boxing. Cool Boy grew up watching the greats of boxing, such as Iron Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., inspiring him to become a boxer himself. From an early age, Stephen was determined to be successful, training diligently at the Johan Gymnasium from 9 years old with renowned trainer Bob Stewart. Although he didn't come from a boxing background, Stephen was talented enough to compete in the amateur tournaments aged just 16, and won 4 National Golden Gloves titles before turning professional at 21. Fulton made his professional debut against the journeyman Isaac Badger on October 14, 2014. He won the fight by a second-round technical knockout. Immediately after this victory, Fulton signed with the Premier Boxing Champions. Over the course of the following 5 years, Fulton amassed a 15-0 record with 6 stoppage victories.
Trying to bait him in. A nice left hook that connected and backed up Adam Lopez.
Stay composed. I think he's starting to get frustrated in the ring because
Stephen, Cool Boy Steph! Someone's oats got to go. Wait, 93% of the fight has been
After making some heavy noise in the super bantamweight scene, Scooter was rewarded with a world title fight against Angelo Leo.
I'm ready for that WBO world title. Very good.
Cool Boy was able to put on a scintillating performance, winning the fight by unanimous decision. He was able to show his use of a good, solid jab, and the ability to catch and counterattack on the inside. All his hard work since 9 had paid off, and he was now the WBO champion of the world.
And the new WBO Junior Featherweight Champion of the World.
I beat him and beat him at his own game.
One of Fulton's most notable wins came in one of the fights of the year in November 2021, as he took on a vigorous opponent in Brandon Figueroa in a super bantamweight unification scrap. Figueroa was on a 2-fight win streak with 17 KO wins and was the taller of the two by 14 centimeters. And he also had a 4-centimeter reach advantage over Fulton Jr. The fight went the full distance at 100 miles per hour. They both stood in the pocket and decided to bang. Even though Brandon was able to push Cool Boy back, Cool Boy's defense was sharper as he was able to catch shots. Brandon was through and let his own shots go. It was a close fight, and the judges tipped their hats, giving the nod to Stephen.
Uppercut, trying to go to the body. Some short chopping shots. Fulton with a big uppercut.
Cool Boy Stephen.
Fight style. Scooter is a slick boxer, whose style is best with being an outboxer or counterpuncher. However, when the opportunity arises, he will take those opportunities when on the inside. But he does at most look comfortable when using his jab or lead hand with a bit of distance between him and his opponents. His stance and balance have been perfected for his style, as he shimmies backward or forward while changing the level of his lead hand to set up his right hand, or quickly covering up or getting behind his lead shoulder. Feet first in boxing is key. It helps you offensively by getting yourself into range to throw punches, while defensively, it can help you move in and out of danger of your opponent. Fulton displays a very high level of footwork and movement in general. It helps him with his smooth style when he's using his jab, setting up combinations, counterpunching, or evading punches. When going forward or throwing his jab, his feet move with the front foot, and when moving out of range, he would move his back foot. Being from Philadelphia, He would use the famous Philly shell shoulder roll at times and use waist movement to dodge the punches. He doesn't do this too often, but it certainly gets him out of certain situations. Against far more aggressive fighters, sometimes he'll have no choice but to use a high guard defense and block shots with gloves. If he gets pushed back to the ropes, he'll keep the higher guard defense before using lateral movement so he doesn't get trapped there. Overall, his ring IQ is elite. He knows how to manipulate his opponent to get him to do what he wants him to do. Fulton continues to chase greatness, as he has one of the most anticipated bouts in a year of boxing, which has been so giving to the fans. Former undisputed bantamweight champion NAOYA INOUE, who is 24-0 as a pro, is stepping up to Super Bantam to challenge Stephen Fulton for the unified WBC and WBO titles on July 25th. The contest had initially been set for May 7th before INOUE reportedly suffered an injury during training, resulting in the fight being pushed back. After becoming the undisputed bantamweight champion, Japanese star INOUE, one of the most fearsome punchers in world boxing, is now moving up a division to take on a fellow unbeaten fighter in America's Fulton. Philadelphia's Fulton puts his WBC and WBO super bantamweight titles on the line against Japan's pound-for-pound king. The styles clash perfectly for a thrilling fight. Let us know in the comments below who you think will be triumphant. Will the Japanese monster impose his freakish power to stop Fulton? Or will Cool Boy pull out all his tricks up his sleeve, as he's shown he's able to adjust in previous fights to win the scrap? Only time will tell. Well, fight fans, we've reached the conclusion of this video. It's fair to say that Stephen Cool Boy Fulton has had an astounding career thus far, as he approaches 30 and the sunset seems to be on the horizon of his career. This fight with NAOYA INOUE will edge his name into history further, but we'll have to see if he's able to pull it off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, turn on post notifications so you don't miss another video. See you all in the next one.